Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the first ever Sports Talks at Nova SBE. My name is Afonso Seco, and I'll be presenting you today's event. I'm joined by Nova SBE's Dean, Daniel Traça, and we'll do the welcome ceremony for this event. Professor, as you know, Nova students always have a great relationship with the sports during our students' career. We have numerous teams getting good results, but something has been missing when we students try to achieve something out of the university that's related with sports. And this is one of the key aspects of this conference, and I would like your opinion on that.
Hi, Afonso. Hi, everybody at home. Thank you for the invitation, and thank you for actually putting this together. It's great to be here, and it's great to be part of this initiative, which is from students to students, talking about something that I think is quite important, and this has to do with the question that you raised. I think we have done quite well in sports. I think these students, and the football club in particular, has done extremely well in sports and being recognized as such. And so that's part of our DNA. It's this desire to overcome ourselves, to do more, to get faster and further away, and that's part of our DNA. But I think also that sports and the experience of sports is critical for us to develop many of the skills that you guys are going to need in the job market. In the end, you know, stuff that you do professionally and personally is always about setting a goal, being resilient, overcoming challenges, and trying to get to that goal. And I think that, practicing sports is critical to this. But of course, we all love to practice sports, and we all love the skills that we develop at practicing sports, but we are a business school. And so I think there's a second dimension of what happens here that I find very important. And that has to do with the fact that we are living in a society that is becoming increasingly affluent. Most of our basic needs are being fulfilled or are fulfilled. And as a result, we are having more and more time to do things that we love. And we love entertainment, and we love sports as part of that entertainment. And so what you're finding is in football and in basketball, in rugby, in so many other sports around the world, people are spending more time, people are devoting more money, and people are spending more money in betting, in watching, in finding out more about the lives of their heroes. So sports is becoming a critical industry for what I think is going to be the future of a humanity, which is going to be more time, more money, and is going to be looking for more entertainment. And so not only practicing sports is a way for us to be together, not only practicing sports is a way for us to develop a whole set of new skills, but the sports industry and the entertainment industry that's associated with sports is actually a big industry for our future. If you think of Google, if you think of Netflix, you're having now, and you're seeing this in many of the football clubs around Europe, Man City and others, who all of a sudden were or Red Bull, out of nowhere become major brands and are professionally managed by people that know how to manage. And so I think it's very important that you also think of as industry where you want to be and the potential that you have to create a career that is related to sports, in sports management, in entertainment, and the relationship between entertainment and sports. All these are factors, and as a school, this is something that we're paying attention to and that we're thinking what we can do. Of course, also, because as a country, we have done extremely well in football in particular, in soccer, if you're American watching this. So as a country, we've done extremely well in football. And so we, as a school of Portugal for the world, believe that in sports management, there may be a role to play for us.
In a way, the sports industry is transforming itself, and in a way that it starts to also have needs of businessmen and businesswomen that in the previous years and the previous times they didn't need. For example, we believe that the sports industry is driven by fans to fans, but there's a growing need of people that their concerns are not what happens on field, but actually off field. And that's where I think that Nova SPA students can be key drivers for this change, because we deliver top knowledge associated with something that in the university we have a lot of examples that things that we do for love, in football, in volleyball, in futsal, in rugby, everywhere. Clubs are behaving more themselves like a company. And there's where I think Nova SPA students have the opportunity to change and be the change in the industry.
Absolutely. I think the point that you're making is that sports organizations are becoming large organizations that need professional management. And sports organizations that are not professionally managed, they will survive for a while, but they will be overtaken by new sports organizations that are professionally managed. And this can be done very, very fast. As I said, look at Red Bull, look at Man City. You come from behind, well-managed, well-funded, and you get to the top very quickly. So it's a little bit like in any other industry. You're getting massive disruption, right? Because globalization, because digital, because managing audiences, entertainment industries are going to disrupt this world. And those clubs, or those organizations that are not well managed, as I said, will survive for a while, but will slowly wither away. And so this means that these organizations, the ones that matter, the ones that are going to be around 10 years from now, the ones that are going to be winning the competitions 10 years from now, those will need professional managers at their helm. Those will need to become professionalized. And hence, I believe there's a huge space for Nova SBE graduates and for business graduates around the world to actually commit to this industry and professionalize the industry with potential very high rates of return for those who invest in the industry and for those who work in the industry. And that's something that I think through sports talks you may be able to find out by listening to the people that are in the industry sharing their experience with you. So I would like to again thank you for putting this together, not just for taking the football club to great heights, but also for putting this together, because I think as a business school, our role to play is not just by bringing the skills that sports provide to students, but it's also by helping to professionalize this field and allow it to be all that it can be as an industry. And let me also make one point, which is that when you're thinking of professionalizing these organizations, we're not only talking about being a better finance manager or being better at managing market, but we're also talking about integrity. We're also talking about making sports organizations more focused on the impact they create, on the commitment and the way they commit to sustainability and sustainable development. So the professionalization of the industry is not just about being better at managing the finances of Benfica, Sporting, or Porto. The professionalization is transforming these organizations into what are the hallmarks of a modern organization: global, digital, sustainable. And that, I think, you will need the expertise of top managers that you find in this school.
Thank you very much for your input, Professor. It was very good to hear your opinion on this subject, and thank you for accepting the invitation to open the first ever sports talk at Nova SBE. I hope it's not the last, and hope you stick around to learn more about what we have to present to you today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Afonso, and congratulations for making this happen.
Thank you very much, Professor.